Situation. And now back to Wisconsin, where those 14 Democrats are still on the run, staying at hotels scattered around Illinois, we understand. They have a good amount of people chasing them, as you might imagine. You saw the state troopers looking for them in Wisconsin yesterday. And some of these folks are asking some pretty tough questions about their decision to hold up this vote. Take a look at this.
Senator, why aren't you in Wisconsin doing your job?
I was there at 3 o'clock. I was there at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Why did you flee the state, sir? Why did you flee the state?
Ooh, that was a sticky situation. We're going to talk to the man who confronted the Wisconsin Democrats who are hiding out in his state. Coming up in store.
Also, what a scene in Wisconsin overnight. Republicans passing that state's controversial budget bill and getting, well, they got one heck of a reaction here. Roll it and watch. The chant is shame. We'll talk to the Illinois man who confronted some of the 14 Wisconsin Senate Democrats who are still hiding out of state today.
It is the union battle that could very well set a precedent for the rest of this country, and that is why what's going on in Wisconsin is so very important in America today, folks. The Wisconsin Assembly, as you saw that raucous video that we showed you, they just passed a bill that would take away many collective bargaining rights in Wisconsin, and now that bill moves over to the Senate. But good luck passing it there, because the Democrats have left the Senate, as has been well documented here. But a Tea Party activist in Illinois tracked some of them down there recently and questioned them about what they're doing. Take a look.
Sir, should you be in Wisconsin fulfilling your constitutional responsibilities? Sir, can you just answer one question, sir? We'd appreciate if you could just answer the taxpayers of Wisconsin. They elected you to fulfill your duties as a responsible senator.
Well, there you have it. Wisconsin state troopers also went house to house trying to track them down at their homes. There were some reports that they were crossing back into Wisconsin to maybe shower and change and then head back across the border. They did not find any of them. They only need one of these Democrats to be in the House to force a vote on this. So for now, it appears that all 14 of them are continuing to hold out because they cannot get a compromise on collective bargaining from the governor. That is the crux of the remaining issue there. My next guest is the man that you saw in that first video confronting the senators. David Hale is a member of the Rockford, Illinois Tea Party. Mr. Hale, welcome. Good to have you here this morning.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So how do you respond to people who say that you are stalking these people and scaring them?
Well, I don't think we're scaring them. I think we're just trying to stand up for the American taxpayers of Wisconsin.
So tell me a little bit about, what your plan is from here and where the last place is that your folks, because you're making this your duty of the day. Where did you last spot them? Where are they now?
They were last spotted in Woodstock, Illinois, in a subdivision. Apparently, they'd been in the subdivision for the last 3 days on and off for different kinds of meetings. We don't know for sure if they've been sleeping there or not, but we do know that they've been there in this subdivision. And then there was some word that they were going to try to meet the senators from Indiana who have followed the Wisconsin senators' lead in advocating their constitutional duty to their states.
And how do the people in Illinois feel? They've got, I think, almost close to 50, when you add them all up, representatives from Wisconsin and from Indiana are all in your home state of Illinois right now.
Yeah, it seems like it's a sanctuary state for renegade fleeing senators.
So talk to me a little bit about what happens now. How long do you think they're going to stick out, this Illinois part of their plan? And what will budge? What do you think is going to be the catalyst to send them back eventually?
Well, a couple of things come into play. We're wondering where they're getting their money from, and they're saying that they're not getting it from the unions. And so when they start to run out of money, because apparently the Wisconsin Senate passed a bill that they would have to pick up their paychecks. Right. So if they are paying for it out of their own pockets, they're going to have to get back to Wisconsin to pick up their paychecks, which are locked in their desks in the Senate, on the Senate floor. Other than that, I'm not sure. I think one of the ways that the Wisconsin Senate can pass this bill is to divide the bill up so that it doesn't include anything that costs taxpayers funds, which would not require a quorum, and they could pass this and get this whole crisis that they're in over with, and these senators could return home.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you think that's likely, though? I mean, is it possible to parse out this bill so that it doesn't affect taxpayers in any way? Because that's what this is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, that is what it's all about, the taxpayers, and it is possible. I'm sure that the officials in Wisconsin are looking at that. But, you know, the pendulum needs to swing back toward the taxpayers on this issue. And we certainly don't want to deprive teachers or public employees of their fair pay. But, I think they need to have compassion for taxpayers. It's time for unions to have compassion for taxpayers, and it's time for these senators to fulfill their constitutional responsibility instead of, subverting their Constitution. I mean, their Constitution is modeled after the United States Constitution, and it's worked for years, and they should go back and do their duty.
Do you know, if they catch them in Wisconsin, we saw these troopers going around, this is a last quick question for you if you can, what will they do? I mean, can they haul them out of their house? Can they arrest them for what they're doing? Or do they just have to would they encourage them to go back?
Well, the rumors are that they could force them back to the floor. I'm not sure what the internal politics of it all is. Apparently, it is a violation of some sort of a code.
Yeah.
Apparently, they could be arrested if they were not in session, something to that effect.
Interesting. David Hale, thanks very much. We'll keep watching what you're up to, and we'll see when these folks decide that they've run out of money, they need to head home and collect their check, I guess. Thank you, David Hale.